we're at a hotel right now, except when this video goes up, we're not going to be here anymore. But just so you know, hotel lighting is some pretty good lighting. There's a big old lamp thing above this because I don't own any fancy lights, and it's fancy looking. Do we look pretty? Don't answer that.
Today we're doing the Would You Rather book tag. We
were tagged by Bookworm Duo, and the cool thing about them, not only is that they're a duo channel like
ourselves, the plural form of moi.
They're from Croatia, and they have super cool accents. I have such an obsession with accents. I love all of them. British, Russian, Scandinavian. What does Scandinavian accent sound like?
Scandalous. Read only trilogies or standalones? Madeline, start off.
Part of me wants to say trilogies and part of me wants to say standalones because I love contemporaries, and contemporaries tend to really always be standalone. If you have trilogies, you're open to so much more, but then what about series that aren't trilogies? These are the hard-hitting questions. What about the Harry Potter series? What does that count as? For the sake of this, I'm gonna go with standalone.
Thank you. Thank you. I feel like I've just been passed the mic and an Oscar.
This is the mic and the Oscar in one. The mic is the Oscar.
I feel like for this, it depends on the genre. Contemporaries are normally standalones. You rarely see like a fantasy or a dystopian that's only a standalone. Like they always have sequels. Contemporary is not my favorite genre, and I do enjoy myself some fantasy and dystopian, so I'm going to go with trilogies for this one.
Do you need to fight me? Do we need to fight on this?
Paper does not logically beat rock.
We're at a hotel right now.
Stop screeching. It is 10 o'clock at night, and Maddie just screeched.
And I just screeched, and there's a room right.
Okay, we're sorry, friends. They probably can't.
Would you rather read only male or female authors?
Gabby gets to go first. I feel like this is something that like most people would say, but most of the books on my shelves are by female authors. Like the only person who I can think of right now who's a male author is John Green on my bookshelf. I can't think of any others. Off the top of my head, I most likely have some, but I just can't think of any right now. So I'm gonna have to say female because like that's mostly all that I read.
See, same. Honestly, like I'm only really read female authors, though I've read the Percy Jackson series.
I can think of some more male ones now.
I own mostly female books, and so if I were to stop reading those altogether,
But what if the books identify as a male?
Those inanimate objects.
Now it's not even human.
I would read female books because if I got rid of the female books, all of the books on my shelves would chunk down to like 8 or 9, and I can't survive on 9 books.
This is also like another side thought, but it's kind of like a generalization to say this, but I feel like female authors are more often like descriptive. They focus on different elements in their books than the male authors do.
I'm only thinking about John Green for this right now, but John Green typically focuses more on character thoughts rather than like description of stuff.
See, like that's what I'm saying. I mean, not that I've read like a whole bunch of guy books, and again, that's just like a general.
Percy Jackson's pretty descriptive, but yeah, it's definitely like a stream of consciousness thing. Also, I want to be a female author, so if I stopped reading female author books, I wouldn't be able to read my own books, and that's not a good idea.
Would you rather shop at Barnes & Noble or Amazon, like for the rest of your life?
This is really hard because books on Amazon are so much cheaper, and especially if you have Amazon Prime. My dad has Amazon Prime, so I can get books in like 2 days for free shipping and a hardcover for like $10. But then at Barnes & Noble, you can go in and you can experience the book. You can experience the physicality of it all.
Finding of the book.
The physicality of it all. And also Barnes & Noble has a website. I have a Barnes & Noble membership with my mom. On the website, books are like 20% off, plus you get free shipping, and it's awesome. So I'm probably gonna have to go with Barnes & Noble.
Well, if given the choice, I would choose half-price books. Am I right, ladies? No, but Maddie and I just went to this glorious store in Texas called Half Price Books, and they probably have them in other places, but they don't have them in Louisiana. It's a glorious place where there are books, old and new, for half price. A lot of them have discounts, and it's just a really cool experience. Amazon, I also have Amazon Prime, and I buy the majority of my books from Amazon Prime because Barnes & Noble is a good like 20-25 minutes from our house. Amazon Prime is just easier and it's cheaper.
Would you rather all books become made into movies or made into TV shows?
In TV shows, a lot of times like it's based on a book, but it doesn't really follow the plot of the book.
Pretty Little Liars!
It very loosely like follows the plot and has some of the major plot points, but it's more drawn out, and they add things in and they add characters in and they take characters out. But also movies a lot of times are like very inaccurate. But honestly, I would rather like go to a movie theater and sit down and watch a movie, especially if it's a good adaptation.
I'm actually gonna have to disagree with you.
Do we need to fight again?
Yes, we do.
No, we didn't finish this.
I win this time.
I would TV shows because while I do trust a lot of YA movie adaptations, like the ones that they're making for the John Green films are doing really well. Like all contemporaries, follow that style. Get with Godfrey, get
I thought you said get with God.
If all good books were made into HBO series, those would kick butt. They would slay so hard because Game of Thrones is so good.
Okay.
TV shows like Game of Thrones, HBO, do it.
Would you rather read 5 pages per day or 5 books per week for the rest of your life?
If I had the ability to speed read really quickly and I could do these 5 books per week along with doing everything else I do during the week, I would read 5 books per week because I would slay my reading challenge by like June, and then I could read 100 or so books a year, which is insane. Well, actually, just kidding. 5 times 50 is like math. So yeah, that's 260 books. That'd be awesome, and I could read so many things.
I'm gonna have to agree with you on that, mostly because I'm that girl who doesn't sleep or eat or use the bathroom while reading a book,
Cough,
especially if
City
she
of
really
Heavenly
loves
Fire.
it. I would like to read 5 books per week. That'd be an awesome thing to do.
For real, fam? Would you rather be a professional reviewer or a professional author?
I would rather be an author. An author is like you actually get to create, and that's what I love to do. That's what I want to do with my life. Don't speak. Reviewing is not my favorite thing, especially the editing part of it.
Editing is my fave.
Like, I can talk about a book to you forever, but as soon as I have to like write it down and like organize it or edit it on a video, then I'm just like, what? I would prefer to be an author. It's a fun thing to create your own writings instead of just reading others and telling people about it.
I would rather be a professional author as well because since I was in like 1st grade, I've wanted to be a professional author, and now I realize like that's not the most exactly sound career to pursue in the future, but I'm definitely going to keep writing on the side. I would rather be a professional author because then I could see people reviewing my book and they could read it and I could keep writing them and it would just be wonderful.
Would you rather only read your top 20 favorite books over and over again or always read new books?
I don't reread books. I would probably only ever read new books, but I would feel sad because then I would never have the chance to be able to go back and read favorites.
See, for me, this one's kind of harder because I reread
All the time.
Like Lux series 3 times, the End Girl like 3 times. I also would not like to stay there and keep doing that for the rest of my life. I can still remember those books, but I'm gonna want to move on at some point.
Would you rather be a librarian or a bookseller?
I'm a person who likes to share my love of books with people, and as a librarian, it's kind of like quieter, low-key.
Hello. It broke our heart.
I would rather be a bookseller, honestly. People can say like, I'm looking for this book, and it's like, oh my gosh, I know exactly where that book is.
Screams and runs across the bookstore.
No, and then I could like talk to people about my favorite books.
I think I'd rather be a librarian. The teen section is very different than the overall section of the library because it's specifically for people who enjoy reading this type of genre. So, you know, in the teen section, you can raise your voice just a little bit above the norm.
Would you rather continuously read your favorite genre or every genre but your favorite?
Now I feel like my favorite genre is slowly becoming contemporary, and there's a lot of contemporary. It spans from fluffy, light books to hard-hitting books about like depression and eating disorders and like mental disorders. The feelsy contemporaries, the light contemporaries. I would probably stick with my favorite genre, which I'm going to say is contemporary for now because there's so many of them.
I don't have a favorite genre. I can't tell you what my favorite genre is because I don't have one. I read contemporary and dystopian and science fiction and fantasy. I couldn't think of what it was called.
Is this the real life?
I could do it with one that is my favorite that I don't actually have and still get to read all of the other ones that I love too.
What would you cut out from your
Because I
life?
love. Okay, if I had to,
Are
honestly,
you going to cut out contemporary? Because I will punch
I
you
would
in the gut.
probably cut out contemporary just because it's more real life. And when I read, I like to escape. Most of the time, it's easier to escape when it's a world that doesn't actually exist.
Would you rather only ever read physical books or ebooks?
I've probably read like 2 ebooks in my entire life.
Allegiant.
I'm one of those people who only buys books for the sole purpose of owning them and like having them as your own. Like that's really satisfying for me. I really just hate an ebook because you can't, what the heck, where are you going? I really hate ebooks because you can't hold them and you can't see how...
I can't do this!
She just threw the She hit me in the sign. I've been shot.
I'm Gabby,
I'm
and I
Maddie.
just said bye. Bye.
Bye!
Goodbye.
Adieu.
What do you know? Ugly people aren't in the shot.
How dare you make a fool of me? The contemporary thingies, so
You're about to slap me in the face.
I
Like middle
hate
school.
when would you rather?
But did you not play this in middle school with all the cool
I
guys?
said it was cool guys. What are guys?
I thought those were just myths.
I thought they were just on YouTube.
The more you know.